So Romans, what can I tell you? It's the start of the new vlog. Oh, just had the most fantastic bus journey. I got a bus from Vlore to Sarandë, where I now am, and the bus was called a brighetti, which means it goes the coastal road, which I chose on purpose. It took 4 hours, but it was absolutely spectacular. I saw the side of Albania I've been missing, the little coastal towns. I mean, for sure there's a fantastic amount of construction going on along all these beaches, you know, just shells of apartments to be in the future. But oh, the little villages, you know, the stonework buildings, and then you can see Corfu across the water as you get closer. Really was a fantastic journey, highly recommended. Bus left on time from Sarandë station, which I from Vlore station, which I showed in the last vlog. Left on time to the second, and it was a really great journey, and it was 1200 lek, which is about 22 AUD. So anyway, I've got like a 15-minute walk to the apartment I've booked. I'm here for 16 nights, so plenty of time to look around Sarandë. The place has got a lovely relaxed beachside feel. Going to be turning 58 while I'm here, so let's get on to the apartment and then we'll go shopping, get some food, do some cooking. Yay, Albania, I love it. Absolutely great. First view, how's that looking? Nice beachy place. And there's pirate boats out in the harbour. Ah, cool. So to go to Tirana from here, which is the capital, which is where I eventually fly out from, is via a quick non-coastal road that takes about 6 hours. Pirate boat, yay! Free coffee she just gave me, awesome, Turkish coffee. Anyway, this is the apartment. This was 288 euros for 16 nights, so about 32 AUD per night. It's an apartment on the 5th floor called Toilet. So it's 3 beds. It's going to be the relaxing bed. This is going to be the sleeping bed. Nicely equipped kitchen, spotlessly clean. Sandwich toaster, oh my god. I'm going to do some stuff with that. When I see the view I thought, oh no, it's a bit restricted. But then I remembered that you get this full view of the bay, complete with 2 pirate boats, etc. And I think I'm actually going to be taking cold plunges in the water down there. So this is absolutely perfect, and how affordable, what a fantastic value. I feel so lucky. Romans, put travel on your list, life is beautiful. Anyway, I'm going to go to the shops and stock up with some goods and catch that sunset before it slips below the horizon. And I remember being in Corfu on the island there, you know, on the harbour, looking out and thinking, wow, there's Sarandë. I can see Sarandë over there. So if you want to do a day trip while you're here, from there or from here to there, that's where you go. I think it's about 30 euros each way. There it is, the last rays of today's sunset. My god, the places have got better if I've gone further south. Maybe the north is more industrialised, but what a gaff. Over the moon. 16 days here. Have your birthday in Sarandë, Kev. Why not, Kev? Fantastic. That seems to be where all the shops are, so that's where I'm going to head. It's not too busy here. It's just nice and chill. Just heard the mosque call to prayer. Churches, bars, restaurants. It's looking very... I think it's a multi-talented seaside town. Rock and blues, Saranda. all happening. Well, it's all looking rather pleasant. We've been blessed with a beautiful day. Looking across the Corfu over there. Beautiful day, the water's lovely and clear. A few people around. Sunday morning. Had a good sleep. Looking forward to do some cooking today. Still doing my Tai Chi workouts. Feeling really good. Doing dry January as well. 17 days in. I can't honestly remember why I ever drank. That's how it feels. How bizarre. Beautiful. Beautiful Albania. Feeling very grateful. Absolutely beautiful. Little marina here. It'd be lovely to go out on a boat tour. I see one last night when I was walking around. I think it's like 20 euros to go and have a look at the local caves and this, that and the other. I hope they run this time of year. I'll see if I can hunt one down. Always selling their fish. From what I've seen of the local fish markets, I think the fish here is a lot cheaper than in the past two port towns I've been to. This is what we want, boat tour. Anyway, a bit more research needed. That's the beauty of having a long time in a place. I don't feel that rushed to get it all sorted straight away. You ain't caught much. So this section over here is actually marked on Google Maps as the port of Sarandë. So there's no big industrial port as such as some ferry boats moored over there and a bigger sort of a ocean going vessel, but that looks like it could be moored as like a, I don't know, a floating restaurant. But we'll go around there and have a look. It's actually a spa supermarket around there, so that's an excuse to have a walk, isn't it? Unfortunately the sign's been broken off of this pillar. This remains of ancient ontesmos. Not sure exactly what that is, but apparently there's more remains of ontesmos around Sarandë, so we may see more as we venture around in the next couple of weeks. Yep, that is indeed the Porte de Sarandë, with the Saranda to Corfu sailings. Fast car and passenger ferry. Lots of agencies. Terminale. Here we have the very large Spa supermarket. Spa supermarket. Good prices, good selection, fruit, veg, freezer department, deli department. I've been looking up this Albanian feta, the Jaffe Bardi, and it's about 75% cheaper than Greek feta. And all their yogurt products, but they have Greek products side by side. There's obviously a big Greek influence here. As you walk around you can hear people talking Greek, talking Albanian, talking Italian, talking all sorts. But yeah, I'm keen to try the Albanian products because that's where I am. So I'm going to give this white cheese a go, and it should be delicious. There's plenty of shops here selling fast food, lots of restaurants, so it's got a real sort of mixture of a local and a touristy feel. And to be honest, it is just spectacular. I'm so pleased I chose to spend a decent amount of time here. Very nice. There's old ruins up on the hill over there I just noticed, amongst the telephone towers. So this is the area to just alongside the port known as the local market. So there's people selling various bits and pieces along the street. A few fruits and vegetables, etc. I thought there was more of an established presence, but what we got down there, bus garage, after some mandarins. Let's have a look, although there is an organic shop near where I live which is decent prices, so have a look anyway. Oh yeah, they got heaps. Olive oil. These big beautiful olives they sell in Albania. I've never seen anything like them. They're about 400 lek a kilo. Got some for 350 a kilo last night. Delicious, big and salty. Fig paste, beans. No.
Rose, vino bianco.
No.
Mute.
No alcohol, no alcohol.
Avocado, banana.
Yeah, I can see they look really good. So, as always with me, don't speak too soon. It's not here, where is it? And there it is, like another 10 metres on. So a little covered area, all manner of stuff. So the market's here every day. So I just bought some fresh oregano, which is so beautiful and fragrant. I'm going to go back and have a cook up with some beans and aubergines and tomatoes, rustic tomato sauce, big vegetarian cook up. Yummo. Although there's a lot of fish, I'm a bit tempted, but there's a fair bit of cooking facilities at the house. All it lacks is a sharp knife. But I'm sure if I text her she'll bring me one. She seems like a lovely host. But yeah, great little market. Anyway, so that is a morning's walk and a bit of shopping in Sarandë. Absolutely, what am I going to say? Gorgeous, awesome, fantastico. Well, I don't know how many more beautiful sunsets we're going to get. The weather outlook is not that great, but it does change, doesn't it? I've been doing a little bit of research and I'm thinking that definitely going to be heading up the hill there at some point to see some views and maybe to climb to the top of that escarpment, up that little valley. Had a lovely relaxing afternoon, sitting feeling the warmth of the sun on my body. It's been a long time since I've been sunbathing, that's for sure. This is a truly magical place. Good morning, how are you? Well, it's another lovely day in Sarandë. And today I'm going to walk up to the hill there somewhere. There is a viewpoint posted. Apparently it's a private apartment block where the owner doesn't mind people walking up and having a look over beautiful Sarandë. But I don't know whether the hill up there would be private property or goat grazing or whatever. Apparently there's a lot of dogs around, but anyway, I'm going to walk up and have a look for this viewpoint. That is the mission. Lovely day, very cold, probably around 1 or 2 degrees, but been blessed with some blue sky. So in town, in the main square where the buses go from, where there's a bus stop to Butrint and Ismail. And this is kind of relates to the pillar which is down by the esplanade there on Hesmus Castle and historical remnants. And so this is a remnants of a basilica and a synagogue. And there's some pictures on the building over there, the tourist information about past mosaics, which is kind of famous for, but at the moment there's just these ruins which remain, which are pretty fascinating. What we got basilica, synagogue, environment, entrance to the basilica, the apse of the Christian basilica, and yeah, Republic of Albania. And this is what they're doing with it. It's looking pretty cool. And the walls, the old walls of the castle, now they are stout walls. Look at the thickness of them. There's my finger, and you can see how thick they are. Yeah, so we've got the Central Park over there. The remnants of more basilica, but over here is where the main bus hub is. Vlore, Tepelana, Ferry, there is, and of course Tirana, Gjirokastër. Yeah, it's a buzzing little place. Lots of cafes, supermarkets, bakeries, of course. We need to head upwards. We're getting there. Beautiful rock formations here. Look at that, it's just amazing. There's lots of little huts on the way up. I noticed from Google Maps that they might have extended some roads, you know, for a potential future construction as well. So I'll see if I can get above the designated viewpoint, but it's absolutely beautiful. Hat's nearly blown off about half a dozen times, but a small price to pay. I remember when I was travelling on the bus through Croatia, I kept seeing this grey rock, and when you see a big wall of it, a cliff face of it, it looks like concrete, but it's kind of amazing. Some really sharp, jagged edges, but oh my god, it's a beautiful walk. Gives you a good overview of the terrain around Sarandë. So this is actually the designated viewpoint on Google Maps. It's probably really windy. I'll try and keep it as sheltered as I can. But it's just like an apartment block where apparently the owner doesn't mind people coming up here to take some pictures. But I might walk beyond it further up the road there, see if I can get an even better view. There's a lot of construction going on, obviously. And they've just cut level after level after level into the inside these terraces for people to build. Let's see what we can find up the road. It's an outstanding view though. Fantastic. This is about 50 minutes from the far end of the esplanade there. Well, all these terraces have been cut. Well, I think the best view is going to be on the face of the cliff down there, because yeah, it sort of, you know, comes over. See the snowy mountains in the background there. Yay! Oh well, one day I guess this will all be built out, apartments, service roads, little cafes. The northern end of the island of Corfu. Corfu town through the gap there in the distance. Absolutely fantastic. Oh well, we'll go back down and see what's going on. Well, that was a lovely walk. Back down by the harbour now. Been looking around for restaurants to go to on my birthday. I think I'm just going to go and have a pizza somewhere. Because, yeah, I think I'd rather avoid having fish. And there are some rather wonderful looking pizza restaurants around. There's also a lot of restaurants which are closed as well. But yeah, and it's dry January still. I'm a bit tempted to have a beer, but then I know I don't always enjoy it. I drink too much and then I end up feeling pissed off with myself. So I'm going to give that a miss. Have some good old Coca-Cola or a cup of coffee. But yeah, I've been enjoying my time here. Been enjoying cooking. But I've got to treat myself to a meal on my birthday, haven't I? Only 58 once. So yeah, I'm going to keep looking for a nice pizza restaurant. Not Burger King, Kev, no. But yeah, it's been wonderful. It's a funny thing, you know, like when you travel and when you're on holiday, it's like, yeah, let's have a few beers, you know, we'll try a cocktail and all that. But when you travel a long time, it kind of loses its glamour. And At my age it's very easy to put on weight as well, and I don't want to be carrying around a load of blubber when I go on these walks up in the mountains and stuff. So yeah, I'm determined to stay off the booze. So it could be dry February and dry March and etc afterwards. But yeah, I can always have a birrick, can't I? Anyway, and that's also as well why I've been doing these Tai Chi movement workouts. I've sort of put together a sequence that I do every morning, drawn from various sources, some Shaolin stuff available on the internet and stuff, and yeah, it's working really well. It's keeping me calm and mindful, so easy to enjoy myself. More easy without, you know, having the relaxation of alcohol. To be honest, I never ever have worked out why I drink, whether it's to relax, whether it's to be hyped up or whatever. It's, some people say they drink to relax, some people say, you know, it's aids social lubrication, etc etc. I've got no idea, but all I know is it costs a lot and it makes you feel like crap. So, well, the way I used it anyway. So yeah, calmness is the way, I guess. Look at that goodness. To prove a point, Butrint Archaeological, just near the apartment where I'm staying. Oh my god, that is just next level. The actual pastry is delicious. It's warm and soft, multi-layered. Oh, heaven, I'm in heaven. Been looking at these sculptures for a few days along the promenade here in Sarandë, and they're like grey marble, lots of different forms, and I finally found the plaque, the Atelier Nature sculptures. There's a list of the names of the sculptures and the various artists down there, and there they all are, all lined up along the front there. Very nice. It's a very picturesque esplanade, lots of different things to see. A bit overcast today, very dramatic sky, spectacular to look at. It's been the odd sprinkle of rain. It's very, very quiet here, just a few people walking about, a little bit chilly, but beautiful. So many different cloud patterns. So there's a boat, the Onhesmus 1. Now I saw the ruins of the basilica and the synagogue yesterday in town, and there's also that pillar which is up by the water there. So who indeed were the Onhesmus people? Apparently they were likely descendants of Jews brought to the region after the first Jewish-Roman War around 70 CE, with phases of construction spanning centuries. And those buildings that I saw yesterday, the synagogue and the basilica, were built between the 4th and the 6th century. So that's who did it. Early Jewish settlers. It's a very strange name. But the complex, basically the complex of buildings evolved with earlier Jewish structures being adapted and built upon. The ruins feature stunning mosaics and reveal a wealthy, well-established community, and today it's celebrated with things like you can tour on the Onhesmus boat. I suppose it's good to know fundamental beginnings of these places as you walk around, isn't it? The wealth of Sarandë's historical background. Good morning. So today I'm off for a walk up to the Monastery of the 40 Saints, which is up the back of Sarandë. I just want to show you this snow-capped mountain valley, because this is the way I came into Sarandë when I came from Vlore. We travelled down this back road here and then went around and then went down to Sarandë. You can see how different it is. All these lovely little rural villages, and obviously, you know, the beauty and grandeur of the mountains. I mean, it just looks fantastic. It's a completely different side to the touristy side that you see of Albania. Just beautiful little villages, farms, rivers coming down from the mountains there. It's gorgeous. So anyway, it's about a 50-minute walk from where I'm staying, or say from town up to the monastery. So we're going to go and see the Monastery of the 40 Saints. Good morning. So there once was a cult of the 40 Saints, and people used to come here on pilgrimage. And apparently it was a very, very remarkable church in its time, and today it is stunningly beautiful in its views and outlook, that's for sure. There's some signage. Let's go and have a look. It's 200 lek entry, which is less than $4 Australian. So we'll see if there's anyone here to collect that. If not, we'll just have a wander around. Oh my god, there's going to be ocean views as well. I forgot about that. Oh, telephone towers take precedence. Fantastic. You can see it's fenced anyway. Clearly demarcated borders. So here you've got a different view of Sarandë Bay altogether. Last time I walked up to an outlook, it was over there, lower than this. So this is absolutely beautiful. Buildings of different ages. Apparently the most damage was done during the Second World War, around 1940 when it was bombed, but it's gradually been crumbling over time according to the signage. Wow. Amazing. So from Google Maps, that point on Corfu would be Cassiope. I didn't get to see that part when I was in Corfu, but it's all spectacular. This place is monumental. And well worth the walk up the hill. To see the mountains one side and then to see the bay the other side, well, it's just about one of the best views I reckon you can find in Sarandë. Fantastic architecture. One of the other places of interest which I noted on Google Maps was a castle on the peak over there, but it's been turned into a restaurant and people are very, I don't know, you're conflicted about it. Apparently there's a monkey in the cage there, so people bang on about animal cruelty and it's overpriced, and apparently they don't give foreigners very good tables and blah blah blah. So I chose this peak. I don't know, not sure exactly what type of a castle it is, but this is today's castle, today's monastery. Oh, what a viewpoint. Oh, it's quite cold today, like I haven't got any shirt sleeves on, so you can feel the chill air on your skin, but as soon as you start walking it warms up nicely. You can see where the cold air's coming from though. There be snow on them hills, there be. Oh well. Beautiful. I'm going to head another day around the coast there and to one of the bays. Apparently there's some beach clubs there during the summer, so I'm going to go and have a look at those. And then another day I'll head to the archaeological site down at Butrint National Park, which is a bus ride away, 30 minutes. So yeah, there's plenty to see around Saranda, that's for sure. And of course, you know, if you're going over on the ferry to Corfu, wow, a new type of birek, onions and tomato. Not much filling, but just enough to moisten the pastry, and it's got some nice herbs on it. I think there's a bit of mint in there, maybe a bit of parsley. Delicious. Tomato and onion birek. Birek first course. Second course, one of my bulgur wheat concoctions. Red lentils, chickpeas, okra, tomato sauce and various herbs and spices. Very delicious, very filling, loads of fibre, loads of protein. Really enjoying spending time in this unit. Yeah, God bless Sarandë, and it's turning out into a nice day. Look at that for a view, eh? Fantastic. So this is what Sarandë looks like on my 58th birthday. Woke up early, Tai Chi workout, exercise, nice breakfast, going for a walk, going to walk around the bay and then round to some bunkers and maybe a beach club that I've seen on the map. So, having a nice day. Happy birthday, Kev. Looking gorgeous as always. Weather's fine. Actually feeling a bit milder today, maybe 15 degrees, 14. Lovely. So I just walked around the bay from the main esplanade of Sarandë, just having a look at these purported beach clubs. So on Google Maps, the picture was obviously taken during the summer. This would just be full of parasols. Each of these little undulating pieces of the beach here are like private beaches, and this little point here, which I'm about to step onto, is called Sunset Point. It seems a little bit underwhelming considering it's all concrete and rebar, but such is life. But look at the water, lovely and clear. It would certainly be a different scene during the summer. Parasols, laughing holiday makers, yada yada yada. But it's looking pretty good today actually, don't mind it. So it looks like a bit of an industrial complex up on the hill there. Concrete factory or something. But yeah, and I'm just going to go a little bit further. There's actually a big cut into the side of the hill there where there's some type of port. So go and see that and then I'll make my way back. Nice. So this is the old town port of Sarandë, the old industrial port by the look of it. A few fishing boats, a few cruise boats, bit of a pirate boat there which is around the other side sometimes. Looks like a Coast Guard vessel. Some disused buildings. Interesting side of Sarandë. There endeth the walk of the birthday. Good morning. So today we are going to the castle of Lekuresi. This is a place where apparently they've got the captive monkey, which everyone's pissed off about. But I noticed around there's a lighthouse. There's some bunkers from the war and there's some fantastic views and you can walk around the castle. So that is today's out and I'm looking forward to it. Some abandoned buildings up here. The walk's about as steep as the walk to the Monastery of the 40 Saints. It's fairly steady, but it's okay. So I think it's about 55 minutes. And there is Sarandë Lighthouse. Let's have a look. So there is the lighthouse. The glass around the top is broken. I hope it doesn't affect its safety aspects. Wow, nice views from here. So where is the monastery where I was? Oh, the monastery is the other side. We'll be able to look at that when I go up to the castle in a minute. Hello, I haven't got any food. I ate my sardines last night. It's obviously a popular drinking spot. Big place to smoke weed. Loads of paper packets everywhere. What a fantastic view. The farmland, the bays, the islands, the Greece, clarity of the water. Wow. Islands in the distance. Spectacular. Oh, and there's like a, looks like a bit of a beach club area there. Ah, fantastic. And I'm guessing that that is the bunker. Let's go down and have a look at that. Well, there's a whole network of bunkers here. You can see one there. I've just slipped over once. It is so slippery. It's just like rough gravel. So I think we'll just have to imagine what it looks like. There's one up there anyway, and it's concreted up at the front. So just going to take it easy and walk back up. We've seen a few bunkers in our time, haven't we? We know what they look like. We know what their designated use was for. So we'll leave it in history. There you go. Entrance to the castle. Looks like the restaurant's closed. So directly across there is the Monastery of the 40 Saints, which I visited on a previous day. Anyway, this is all kitchens and looks like a fantastic building. I can't believe they turned it only into a restaurant and stuff. Bit of a shame. Lovely. Wow. I think it's time to go down and find a bivouac. Fantastic walk. This is a great place. Good on you, Sarandë. I'm surprised the cafe ain't open. This is it. Mountain walking food. Spinach bivouac. Looking rather lovely over the bay there. Nice little bit of wind. Nice and warm as well. Yummo. Sunday in Sarandë. It's like New Year's Eve again. Of course, winter in Sarandë ain't always beautiful sunsets and walking up the hills. Got a fair bit of rain coming in today, but it is beautiful. I couldn't even see the buildings in front of me a little while ago. Well, you know, it was pretty heavy, but now it is looking dramatic. The birds are still flying. Gorgeous. So time for some home pursuits. And I'm going to have to go out and get a bivouac later, so come on rain. Wonder what the birds are doing up there. Seem to be just circling. If anybody knows why the birds would be up there just circling around, please comment. Maybe there's some bugs in the sky, or they're looking for fish, or... Oh well. So I'm out today going for a walk along the left side of Sarandë Bay. The rain cleared up pretty quickly, moved across in a great big wave. So this side as well, there's lots of, like, you know, closed down beach clubs and closed down supermarkets, that kind of thing, but it just tells you how busy this place is on during the summer. Someone commented on one of my posts, they said, oh, you know, you're here before the masses come, are you? And I really get that feeling that this place would be absolutely mobbed during the summer, so I'm really pleased to be here and to see it as it is. Not just, you know, the focus of tourists. Taco Fiesta. But it's yeah, it's a lovely day, nice and warm. And there's your beach club access. Everyone says about the quality of the water, you know, when you read the the beach ratings on Google Maps and all that, you know, everyone raves about the quality of the water during the summer. Crystal clear blue water. The beaches are made of various types of stones, etc., but no one worries too much about that. It's always about the quality of the water and how affordable it is. 10 euros for 2 sunbeds and an umbrella. It's unheard of. In Athens, when I was there, I was looking at some of the beaches along from the coast. It's 50 euros a day for 2 umbrellas. Two chairs and an umbrella. It's crazy the difference. Anyway, let's walk along. And of course, as with loads of other places during low season, as you can hear, you know, there's work going on, there's renovations going on, there's upgrading going on, but it is a business town. I think the whole world is business, isn't it? Unless you go to a national park, but then the business of the national parks are the future. So there's the odd supermarket open this way, but basically everything is pretty quiet. There's just cars driving through, but I'd say like 99% of the restaurants are closed, and the shops, and basically all the service industries. So yeah, life really starts at the edge of the main esplanade. This way seems to be very quiet, unless you're a tradesman doing some renovations. As you can see. It's nice to walk along and see everything. Now, I was going to come along here and have a look to see if this bakery is open, but the bakery is closed. Well and truly. So, lots of development going on as well. All around. Little bit of a beach cove there. Man-made, and the beaches that go down to the bluff there. So, looking very nice. Anyway, I think time to head back, get some bread. Seen enough. Good morning, roamers. So today I'm on my way to Butrint National Park. It's a vast archaeological site. Apparently the buses leave every half hour to every hour, depending on what time of the day it is. And the cost to enter the park is 1,000 lek. Now this is what I've read. Let's see if the reality is the same. But after the rain of yesterday, maybe a bit of rain coming tomorrow and the next day, so I thought today go and see the park, which is down that way past Kissamil. It's about a 30-minute journey, and we'll go and see some archaeological remains. Beautiful Saranda. And apparently, someone mentioned in the comments, the name of Sarandë comes from the Monastery of the 40 Saints, because the old word in Greek for 40 is Sarandë. So that's where Sarandë gets its name from, the dedication to the monastery. So obviously the monastery up on the hill there where we visited was very, very important at one time. Lovely merry-go-round. So down by the main square in town, and the bus stop to Butrint is over by that Pepsi stand there. And they're not every half hour. The next bus was like 45 minutes away, so they're early. But you'll just have to come and have a look at the bus timetable. If I can nip across the road here quickly. I'll show you, yeah. So they're half hour early in the morning, and then the next one is 9:30 for me. So that's the one we're getting. There's plenty of coffee shops around, and this, that and the other if you want to chill out and get a snack. Yay! So that was a lovely bus ride. So the road doesn't go any further, you need to cross on a ferry, and then the Greek border's just a few kilometres away on the other side, or Hellenistic as it's known. So yeah, this is like the marshland, the river, past lots of sort of inlets and bays, lots of mussel farms, went through Kisimil. I'm so pleased I didn't stay in Kisimil and I stayed in Sarandë, because it did look very, very shut down for the winter season. And it is a massive town, much bigger than Sarandë. So yeah, lots of holiday apartments, bars and restaurants, market after market, but all closed. So yeah, I'm definitely happy with my choice, and I think Sarandë is open because it's got that vital ferry link to Greece. But anyway, we're at the gates of Butrint National Park, so let's go and have a look. The ancient city of Butrint. So let's have a look at this map. So we've got the entrance to the ancient town just across the road there, and it is all Roman by the look of it. Entrance, Roman bathhouse, Venetian tower. Also there's Venetian stuff. We can look up, and I'm sure someone will say to me such and such, but yeah, you can look up the finer details. But there's lots of things to see: museums, outer defence wall, Acropolis wall, basilica, Acropolis, wells, gates, basilicas, baptistries. Just have a look across the river. The old ferries are waiting to go. We've got the castle of Ali Pasha down there, which I think is another boat ride away. Beautiful old fortified structure across the way there. Magnificent mountains and hills in the background. Past just like an orchard after orchard of olive trees on the way. It's a really spectacular place. Oh. Oh, it's on a chain. I thought that was just a just like a platform where the boats wait to go across, but that is it. Go across, jump on a bus, and you'll be in Greece in a few minutes time. Awesome, I reckon. Absolutely awesome. Venetian triangular castle. Wow, it's all happening, isn't it? Anyway, let's get in here, pay for a ticket. Yeah, it's 1,000 lek. There's a standard fee, 1,000 lek, which is 10 euros in today's conversion rates. So they take card. There's a scannable information site on which you can use on your phone. But basically, it's a World UNESCO Heritage Site, and it dates back to 8 BC. So 8th century BC, not 8 BC. So I'm a bit loath to walk around and read it all off like a robot. But there, look, so that looks like a nice, wow, there's a whole heap of stuff. Apparently you need like 2 or 3 hours here to have a look around. So I think I'm just going to set off, and anything which looks absolutely amazing, which it all does, then I will put it on film. Put it on the vlog, as they say. Souvenir toilet theatre. Right, come on, Kev. So the nuts and bolts of it is it's a port city dating back to the 8th century, as I said, and it's a unique testament, and it's a mosaic of Hellenistic, Roman, Byzantine, Venetian and Ottoman cultures and civilization. So this has been a very valuable site over time. Everybody's wanted a bit of a finger in the pie here. Oh, this is the triangular fortress. The Venetian fortress goes back to times past. Right, let's go and have a look. Bloody hell, Ferry's busy. So this little map I've got here is numbered. So if I walk around and follow the numbers on this map, I should see everything. Tick it all off. Tickety-boo. Wow. It's nice to be out of Sarandë, actually, to be out of the town as such. This is a much more natural environment, so it's well worth the effort. 200 lek on the bus rather, and 10 euros to have a walk around in the open fresh air. Awesome. Work up some appetite for some birek later. No drones allowed, good to know. So this sign here is saying that Butrint owes its growth and early fame to a sanctuary dedicated to Asclepius, the god of medicine. Founded in the 4th century BC, the sanctuary was located on the south slope of the Acropolis hill. Worshippers came to the sanctuary in order to be healed, leaving symbolic objects and money to the god and his attendant priests. This is where we are, and that is the Acropolis hill up there. Everything's a bit waterlogged at the moment, but it doesn't harm our walking around. Oh yes it does, because it's too waterlogged to walk around on. Century complex, present theatre, comprise a temple of God, and that is him. Tough looking dude. Yeah, it's seriously waterlogged. They didn't care much for drainage in the day by the looks of it. Mind you, we have had a lot of rain. There's a mix of building designs here, that's for sure. Huge slabs of rock, and also, oh, and there's like a little theatre area. Oh, that's cool. So we've come from the 4th century chapel to the 3rd century ancient theatre. So apparently Butrint expanded across the bay via an aqueduct and a viaduct, and it ended up on the plains of the mainland. It was a very important town. These are the old Roman baths. So this is where the Roman Forum was. Apparently a lot of it is still buried beneath 2 metres of soil. So I reckon they could be digging this place forever. I do like the natural setting of it, that it's not all pristine and cleared and stuff. It's still integrated into the landscape, if you know what I mean. It's had a big battle with nature. So a good example of the layers of different cultures inhabitation of this place, or habitation of this place, is this area. Its exact function is unknown. It may have been a gymnasium in Roman times, or possibly a private house. And it was modified and rebuilt over 4 centuries and was finally converted into a church, constructed around the fountain, with a cloister located in the original courtyard in late Roman times. So they did like to remodel their architecture, multi-purpose. From the look of the plants grown in the water, this is not just flooded during the winter. I'd say it's flooded all year round. These are like developed little ecosystems here. Was that a critique? No, that's not a critique. That's merely an observation. Those types of weeds and algal blooms and stuff are, yeah, they're long-lived. I bet there's lots of frogs in there as well. Can't see any fish life, but beautiful. Be difficult to excavate, that's for sure. So Butrint had many townhouses, and one of them, which is down by the riverbank here, was developed into the Tri-Conch Palace around 400 AD. A huge structure, but the rising water table, which we've seen, was soon compelled the owner to abandon the palace, although the unfinished shell accommodated many generations of fishermen and craftsmen until the late 6th century. In the 9th century it was occupied again and was possibly a church in the 13th century. Oh my God, it's a very spacious design. Huge structure on different levels. Lots of old trees, or vines growing. Beautiful to behold. Let's go down and have a look over the river. So that's what we're looking at, rising groundwater, not rain and flooding. No wonder it looks like semi-permanent or permanent as such. You know, there's like reeds and aquatic plants. Yeah. This little bit is a wall with inscriptions. You can just make out the rows of writing. I'm not sure what language it's in, but the feat of actually carving it into stone to flatten the rock first and then carve it is pretty impressive. It's got to be said. Here we have a baptistry of the early 6th century with a mosaic floor. Floor design consists of 7 bands circling the baptismal font at the centre, making in all 8 the Christian number of salvation and eternity. Salvation is one of the principal themes of the mosaic, expressed as the water of baptism and the water of life. And I'm guessing that the mosaic has been lifted. There's some substantial pillars still remaining, that's for sure. Wow, it's such a lovely setting. Could be a woodland anywhere. Gorgeous. All these massive acorns everywhere from the oak trees. So lots and lots of species of oak trees in the Balkans as I've been on my journeys through Croatia and stuff. Just the colours, such a spectacular. Vast supply of food for the wildlife. So this little area is talking about the riverside channel wall. So when the Roman Empire was waning, the new owners as such decided to build a wall which basically encircles the whole village or city. And local masons have been working on it since the early 2000s. And indeed, as it says, you can now walk along the whole section of the wall there, which is beautiful because it's got this fantastic natural backdrop. People fishing in the river. The ferry down there is just a gorgeous place, it really is. Little church and cross up on the hill over there. Lovely telephone towers up on the hills, keeping us all connected. Wonderful. So many layers of history. Many layers of owners with different concerns and different, I suppose, different goods to protect. So just away from the wall here, you've got this beautiful looking fountain structure which was built, and then one of the largest structures within Butrint, which is the Grand Basilica. Looks like it's been heavily restored or strengthened. The Great Basilica once looked like that, you know, the cross shape of churches as they often are, built from the 5th century. 3 aisles separated by colonnades of columns, and capitals reused from earlier buildings. Looking spectacular in the sunlight. This is what I wanted to show you from earlier on. So when they decided to expand Butrint, they actually built a bridge and a tunnel from the island, you know, from this part of Butrint over to the mainland. So that would have been a huge undertaking. Bridge and an aqueduct were crossed the Vlore Channel. So we've just come from a 6th century basilica, and here we have a lake gate, a perfect Hellenistic gateway of the 4th century BC. So this place really is a melting pot of time and culture. Unbelievable. Look at the stonework, the intricacy of it all. And everywhere you've got these beautiful mosses and flowers growing. It's very the air of springtime. This beautiful backdrop of the rivers, nesting birds, farmland off in the distance. The evolving settlement of the Vlore plain. So what do we got? Roman villas over there, Lake Butrint, Bronze Age fortification on that mountain, Roman tombs, aqueduct header tank, and a Roman villa and a church. So Butrint spread for sure. And there you have the perfect Hellenistic gate, Porta Eloquent. It's amazing, colossal pieces of stone. Stairs leading up, lintels going across. Wow. So here we're at the Lion Gate, another gate rather, constructed during the 5th century AD. It says that's a relief of a lion. It looks like a pig to me, but maybe they hadn't seen many lions at that stage. Maybe they were just guessing. They thought pigs were strong. Maybe a lion looks like a pig. I mean, that looks a bit snouty, doesn't it? Anyway, it's good to see. You can see it's been like rendered up at the front with these other stones. Just a personal view, but there is no way that this place is not good value. Just to come here and to walk around in unspoilt nature is, you know, is one thing, and then you've got these layers of history which gives your holiday a context rather than just sort of laying on the beach. I mean, it's bloody amazing. I suppose I'm just thinking about some of the comments I read on Google Maps, you know, oh, it's too expensive, there's nothing to see, etc, etc. But I mean, to actually, there's a bird of prey just flying over the river there, which is amazing. But yeah, this place is just a gold mine, really. It's a total aside from Saranda Bay and the search for Butrint. That's for sure. Anyway, now we're heading up to the Acropolis, one of the oldest places which has been used dating back until the 8th century BC. So we shall go and have a look at the Acropolis. These beautiful ferns growing out of this tree. It's so lush and moist here. It really is. It's like a moss studier's paradise. I was watching Lord of the Rings the other day. It reminds me of one of these like forests that they go on their journeys through. It's just absolutely beautiful. And I don't know whether these are main paths, but you can literally walk around the perimeter if you have a mind to. Yeah, there's a path up here, so that's where it ends. Because I can see an arrow pointing up. So I mean, you could come here just if you was a bird watcher or a lover of forestry. This place has got a lot to give. Well worth it. Museum here as well, which is obviously included in the entry price to the Butrint remains. So that is the next item on agenda. Set inside a Venetian castle, no less. Complete with sneaky cannon holes. Looks like a nice view coming up. So we're looking at later fortifications. When Caesar finished in the 6th century, we're looking at how much of the land of the island or the end of the peninsula was encapsulated as a fortified settlement. 3rd century BC, 5th century BC, and when the Venetians were here, a huge amount of land encompassed and protected. And then these bridges built over to the island where the triangular fortress was, and then off onto the mainland. And today it's looking rather beautiful. This little hilltop over here, above all these houses and little village up there, animals grazing. It's absolutely perfect. Spectacular. All those beautiful fruit and vegetables, all those lovely dairy products. Now we know where they all come from. Autumnal colours on the hillside, the browns of all the trees. These fantastic old olive trees all around us. Ah, and there is the triangular fortress. You can see it from up high, the shape of it. Ah, wow. The inner fortress. Well, the top boys would have lived here, that's for sure. Little herb garden, fruit trees, shade, that fantastic tower. Bay's in the distance. Oh, we can't get to the top of the tower, unfortunately. Well, there's a lot of interesting nests here. No doubt built with river mud. Well, that's the way we came in, the road around the bay. How fantastic is that? Gorgeous. Oh, some sculptures, some statues. So there's no photography allowed inside. Okay, don't forget that. So the museum is small and compact, but contains only stuff directly related to this site, such as, you know, coins they've found and pieces of statue, and it traces the history way beyond 8th century BC, back to the ancient times, to 13,000 BC, or is that 1,300 BC? Yeah, let's go with that. Anyway, it goes way back to when there were tribes living on hilltops, fighting for their lives. So it's an absolutely fantastic museum, and tops off the experience of visiting the UNESCO site itself. Puts it all into context. Very enjoyable. Right in the distance here is Ali Pasha's castle. They were saying, you know, many thousands of years ago, when sea levels were lower, Corfu was actually joined to the mainland. So everything was completely different, you know, the way people moved around and who their allegiances were and what the tribes did and stuff. So that in itself was a fantastic piece of information to have. Corfu wasn't an island once upon a time. Anyway, let's go and get the bus back to Butrint town. Looks like I'm in luck. 12:30 bus is waiting. Awesome. There it is, all captured in one bus. So this is Casamil. I mean, these islands did look spectacular. We passed them on the bus, but the town itself is much more developed than that now, and unfortunately closed down. As you can see, for these beachfront area, I reckon it would be so busy here during the summer. I'm absolutely so pleased that I came here during the winter to actually get a look at it in my own time, at my own pace, without being hurried and stuff. Yeah, I'm not snorkeling, etc., but there's other places to snorkel. Awesome Albania. Hello, just out for a walk down by the port. Ferry's in. Just wanted to show you a couple of the viewpoints I've been to in context. That's the monastery up on that part of the hill, and then you've got the castle where I was the other day on that part of the hill, and then the lookout is right around this way, the lookout on Google Maps. But I think today is the day when I finish this vlog. I've had a fantastic time in Sarandë. The rain's cleared up. It was constant all day yesterday, so I had a nice relaxing day. And today I'm just out to get a final bit of shopping for the next day or so before I leave. 2 more stops in Albania before I move on to my next country. And yeah, one of them is going to be Tirana, that's where I'm flying out of, but moving on to a new town soon. So I think with a lovely view of this port, and it's been a nice place to live for a couple of weeks. It really has. I really enjoyed it. The actual vista of the weather that you see every day through the bay, the clouds, the sky, it's just been fantastic. Not too cold, really worth a visit. But don't over tourist it, will you? Was when I was doing a bit of research today, so the world is swamped with tourists, what are we going to do? We're drowning in tourists. I'm like, come on man, it's like the planet is is our only home, isn't it? We've got to move around and look after it. Don't overcharge us, work on the pollution. Anyway, on a positive note, yeah, Albania's been fantastic so far. I'm looking forward to my next 2 towns. And so, as I always say, peace and love. See you in the next stop in Albania.